Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Thomas Fury from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode 21 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms, our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of the Combat Series this week. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. This will be my fight summary of the fight that we saw in the world of boxing just last weekend between the two heavyweight boxers. So we saw in the world of boxing, Tyson Fury narrowly defeated Francis Ngannou by split decision Saturday night in the sport of boxing. Now, I have to apologize because last week on the Combat Series, for you guys out there that follow the podcast, I flat out said that, and I said it for months, actually, as a matter of fact. I said it for months that Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou was a waste of time. It was a waste of a spectacle. It had no business being a professional fight. I thought it should have been an exhibition. And man, was I wrong, because this fight it went over the expectations that I had for this fight by a mile. Because if I were to tell you that Francis Ngannou is a top tier heavyweight fighter, just not in the sport of boxing, in MMA, and he's a former UFC heavyweight champion. But if I told you, in Francis Ngannou's debut as a pro boxer, he would go toe to toe with one of the greatest heavyweight fighters of this generation in Tyson Fury, take him to the distance, and Tyson Fury only defeats him by split decision, I would have called you insane. But that's what we saw in the sport of boxing last Saturday. And this is what sports is all about, because anything can happen in any given sport, especially in combat sports. All you need is one lucky punch. All you need is one chance to capitalize on the fight and make the whole entire fight make a difference in the fight. And that's what we saw in the sport of boxing on Saturday between Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. I ruled it out. I even said it on the podcast that this fight would end within 3 to 5 rounds. And it went the distance. Man, I have no complaints. I just couldn't believe that this happened, with Tyson Fury going all the way to the distance with a MMA guy that has never had a pro boxing fight. I just never seen it happen. And I'm here to admit I was wrong about the fight. I'm here to admit it. And there's plenty of boxing analysts out there. There's plenty of Hall of Fame boxers, and there's plenty of MMA Hall of Famers and MMA greats that did not see this coming between Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, that the outcome of this fight that we got. So the big question mark coming out of this fight is, was Francis Ngannou robbed of the decision of victory? And I don't believe he was. I'm going to explain why I do believe that the decision of Tyson Fury winning this fight was the correct call. Tyson Fury won this fight. He outlanded Francis Ngannou in total of body shots 71 to 59. He also outlanded Francis Ngannou in total jabs. Francis Ngannou did score that knockdown in the third round that was heard around the world in combat sports, which was huge. But he failed to capitalize on that knockdown that he scored in the third round. A lot of people are excited that he scored the knockdown. But if you watch the whole entire fight, there's key elements to the reason why Francis Ngannou did not win this fight. In rounds 4, 9, and 10, Francis Ngannou only landed a total of 2 punches in those 3 respective rounds in a 10-round fight with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury did feel Francis Ngannou's power when he got knocked down to the canvas, because if you guys watch Tyson Fury, he was very abstinent to get Francis Ngannou out of the ring quick, and he was very cautious of Francis Ngannou's power after he got dropped in the third round, which he played it safe by landing pity jabs for the rest of the night, which was something that the judges liked, and that adds up as total landed punches. And that's why I do believe that Tyson Fury was the right call to call Tyson Fury victorious over Francis Ngannou on Saturday night. And then something I will say also, I don't believe it was the right call that Juan, the referee, the judge who was a part of the judges' scorecards that scored the fight, in favor of Tyson Fury 96 and 93. I did not agree with that decision. I agree with the other judge that scored the fight 95-94 in favor of Tyson Fury to win that split decision by 1 point against Francis Ngannou. That's how I would have scored it if I was at the judges' scorecards. I still would have had it 95-94 in favor of Tyson Fury due to the fact that he outlanded Francis Ngannou. The stats don't lie. This is how you win by points in the sport of boxing, not by just one knockdown. That does not win you a fight. Total punches landed helps you win fights. And Tyson Fury outlanded Francis Ngannou. I just said the stats for you guys in body punches and jabs in favor of Tyson Fury. He just didn't get the flashy knockdown that Francis Ngannou got. But I do believe that this was very close, and I do agree that Tyson Fury should have been the victorious guy, and he was, and I do agree with the decision. So with that being said, what's next for Francis Ngannou? I think Francis Ngannou has found something new, and I think he's found a new sport to take over, and that's sticking around in the sport of boxing. Why would Francis Ngannou go back to MMA right now? He's not even currently a part of the UFC organization. He's part of the PFL. He would go back to making thousands of dollars fighting in the PFL league when he could stick around in the sport of boxing and make millions of dollars. He just made $10 million against Tyson Fury in his boxing debut. Can you imagine how much money he can make now that he took one of the greatest heavyweights of this era to the limit in his pro boxing debut? And I do believe that with more training with Mike Tyson, Francis Ngannou could be a problem in the heavyweight division. We have possibly seen a new star being born in the heavyweight division in the sport of boxing. I think Francis Ngannou should stick around. I think there's a big money fight waiting for him in a rematch with Tyson Fury one day. He could get in the ring with Deontay Wilder. He could get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. And he could get in the ring with Andy Ruiz. I think those are big money fights with Francis Ngannou. I think he should stay put in the sport of boxing. But with that being said, what's next for Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury was supposed to have an undisputed championship fight with Alexander Usyk on December 23rd after going the distance with Francis Ngannou in a dangerous scenario where he nearly lost the fight. Got exposed a little bit, I will say. I'm going to get into that with these two respective fighters of Fury and Usyk in a second, but I think this is the reason why this fight is not happening on December 23rd. I think Tyson Fury needs to reevaluate himself before getting in the ring with one of the most talented pound-for-pound fighters in the sport of boxing today, Alexander Usyk. So now this fight could potentially take place in January. I think the rumors and speculations are reporting that this fight could take place in February now, which is unfortunate because I'm ready to see this fight ASAP because we were supposed to get this fight all the way back in April. This is well overdue. I think we're due now, and I do believe that if a contract states that Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk were supposed to fight each other December 23rd, this fight still needs to happen on December 23rd. No matter if Tyson Fury walked out of that fight, his spirit might have been a little broken going the distance when an MMA guy making his pro boxing debut. I don't want to hear it. The contract that both fighters signed, and Tyson Fury said if the fight does not happen December 23rd, I will sue Alexander Usyk. It doesn't work like that. Now, this is why the A side, B side thing needs to end in boxing, by the way. But that's a different topic for a different day. But I think it should happen December 23rd. Why? Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk were both exposed in their last two fights. You look at Alexander Usyk's latest title defense in late August against Daniel Dubois. He was exposed by a body shot in the 5th round heard around the world. I think that body shot that Daniel Dubois landed on Alexander Usyk, that body shot that was somehow, some way scored as a low blow, that would have knocked out Alexander Usyk for a clean 10 count. Daniel Dubois should be the unified heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing today. But as you guys know, that did not happen. They gave Alexander Usyk nearly 5 minutes to recover, and he went on to win that fight by knockout in the 9th round to successfully retain his unified titles. And then you just saw Tyson Fury get dropped by Francis Ngannou, somebody that was a former MMA fighter making his pro boxing debut. Both fighters have been exposed. I don't see why this fight is not happening as early as December 23rd of this calendar year, 2023. They have everything to gain with really nothing to lose, with an undisputed championship fight, being the first ever undisputed heavyweight champion in the 4-belt era in boxing. Why not get it on by December 23rd? But I'll be a happy man once we get this fight, because this is long overdue in the heavyweight division. But that's my fight summary of the fight that took place between Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou last Saturday in the sport of boxing.